Good morning. Welcome to 90 Minutes with Mathematical. Coming to you live from our studios, the studios of Eagle 7 Sports Radio, 103.7 FM, Wasimi, near Abeokuta in Ogun State. It's a great morning this morning. The weather is cool and I am calm. First, let me congratulate Nigerians and Nigeria for winning last night's match. I mean the Super Eagles for winning last night's match. And also for the narrowest escape, from some blunders that could have sealed Nigeria's fate in that very, very dramatic and eventful match last night. So the conversation today is going to be entirely on the match. And we are going to be examining Nigeria's chances. And this is going to be by the public. Remember the telephone line, so you can join us very shortly after my editorial this morning that I will be reading right here from the studio. Because I didn't have time yesterday to package it so that it would have been broadcast the way it used to be done. So I will be reading my editorial this morning, which you would find in several Nigerian newspapers. If you are the hard copy type, you'll find it in the Vanguard. It's also in the Guardian. It's in Complete Sports Online and Niger Times Online. So you can get those copies and you read what I'm going to read to you this morning on Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. And let me just give you the telephone lines so that you can, note down those numbers and call when I ask that the public can now reach us here and be part of the conversation. The first line is 07 00 22 55 1037. It's very easy. 07 00 22 55 1037. Then the second number is 081 27 82 8497. Let me repeat that. 081 27 82 8497. Either of those two lines will work, and you can join us in the conversation on the Super Eagles and our narrow escape yesterday. And of course, we'll be projecting into the possibilities of what will happen on Tuesday. So my guests are getting ready. I can already see one of them. I'm trying to get through to Germany so that Andrew Uwe Sila will join us. But waiting already is the great man himself. I describe him as a prophet because he came onto this show a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, wrote in the newspapers. His write-up was syndicated to so many other newspapers because he predicted against all odds, against the flow of traffic, that Nigeria will still qualify for the World Cup. Well, since then, we have played one match, the one we played yesterday, and then we'll be hearing from him this morning, Dr. David OLANREWAJU. He's waiting. All right, so we'll just go on a short musical break. When we come back, I'll be reading my editorial, and then I hope at that time, Andrew Uwe would have joined us from Germany, and then we would have our conversation. So join me after the break. Welcome back. Well, I guess let me just look up. This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM, Abeokuta. Well, Wasimi, really near Abeokuta. That beautiful place, quiet, cool, calm, collected, beautiful weather, good food, water view. But the best environment you can think of. Green most of the time. High up there on the hills. Great weather. You must visit Wasemi one of these days. So we are discussing the Super Eagles game of last night, and of course we'll be projecting into the future. You can start to make your calls this morning at any time. The telephone number 0700-2255-1037, and the second is 081-2782-8497. So I'll be expecting your calls. Let me just be sure. Good morning. David, are you there? Hello? Well, David is not there, but I think I have a first caller. So whilst we are trying to get David or Andrew, but I hope it's not one of those mornings. Well, let me give you my own, as we wait, let me give you my own, assessment of last night's match. First, I want to congratulate the Super Eagles that they even won. And if you looked at how the game went, it was not a difficult match at all for the Super Eagles until we considered what was a very, very cheap goal off a corner kick. Goalkeeper drops the ball, and of course Lesotho capitalized on that error and scored that goal, and then we just lost all control. The coach panicked, started making changes, putting in the wrong players, and we had a goalkeeper who over time had been diminishing in the quality of his goalkeeping, and by now I thought that we would have had somebody breathing down his neck to take over his position. He poses like a great goalkeeper, but he makes the most ordinary of mistakes. And great goalkeepers are those ones, not that make mistakes really, but when you make mistakes, they save you. They are the last line of defense when everything is over for the team, and you think that the ball will be scored. They are there. They cover up all your mistakes and errors. Not for him, not for you or the goalkeeper to be making the errors and committing the blunders. So that's what we found yesterday. But the match was not really difficult, as I said, until towards the very end. And the panic was so totally unnecessary. And then goalkeeper drops a very simple ball in confusion between himself and a new player that was just introduced, who hadn't played for some time, and who is not, the consummate central defender in my own reckoning. He left the ball that he should have headed out. Just confusion. And I don't know, David OLANREWAJU describes it as the hand of God, that it was God that helped Nigeria to just divert the ball away from goal. Otherwise, we would have been singing Nong Dimitis this morning. So that's what I think. But then we get to the confusing part. It wasn't really going to be up to us, because we won yesterday. We were gifted by fate that the match was played not in Lesotho, where it would have been extremely difficult for us to have gotten away with a victory, but away from Lesotho in South Africa, that was neutral ground. And we had more of the little support on that day. The Lesotho hardly had anybody coming to watch them. And of course, the Nigerian fans who were there, cheered the Eagles. The Eagles played well, and everything was just coasting, until we started our confusion. I don't know, because I'm not a member of the technical crew, but why would we remove, well, don't let me start criticizing, so much. But the good thing is that we survived, we won it, and now the mathematics will start, because we are third on the table. We have Benin Republic with their 17 points clear, and all they need now is a drawn game with Nigeria. And even when they lose, they still have a chance, unless Nigeria scores more goals than two. Nigeria must score 3 goals and not concede any. And South Africa, have another great advantage over everybody else, because once they win their match, it is over for everybody else. And I think they are playing Rwanda in the last match. Let me see if I can get David back now. Hello? Hello? David is not there. The telephone lines are not working. It's one of those mornings. We can't get Andrew Uwe now. So I think we'll just go on another short break and attempt to get through to them and then come back. So let's just take this piece of music whilst we try to fix whatever the challenges are this morning. Well, what a morning. Welcome back. This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio. Let me see if I can hear David now. David, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Adegbami.
Okay. This is Dr. David OLANREWAJU, the editor of Our Moment newspaper. Where are you based, by the way? Is it Lagos or Djibouti or Wasimi or, where is it?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now, sir.
Wow, what a morning. Anyway, you are welcome to the show. We can't see your face. I saw it before. Now I wonder, you don't have your video on?
I don't know what is. It could be the network.
No, it's not network.
But I will work on it, sir. I will work on it.
We could see your face before. Suddenly now we can't see your face anymore. But that's it. That's okay. Yeah, so good to have you back on the show after our last outing some 3 weeks ago, I think, or so. And since then, I have described you as a prophet.
A prophet.
Because 3 weeks ago,
I love that description, sir. I love that description.
You came on this show and you were so audacious in your prediction that the Super Eagles will qualify for the World Cup, even though you didn't know how it was going to happen. So after yesterday's match, what do you think? Tell me, what do you think?
Yes, I still hold on to my belief that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will still make it to the World Cup. We can all see what happened yesterday. A lot of people were surprised that South Africa could not win. They were cold-seated all through the match. They could not win. They didn't even understand themselves. And as it has happened like that, it has given the Super Eagles a chance, a lifeline, to still have the hope of qualifying. So we just pray that the next match on Tuesday, Bafana will not be able to do anything like they couldn't do anything yesterday. And Nigeria beat Benin Republic. That's it. We are in North America.
It's not as easy as that, because South Africa would be playing Rwanda.
Yes, sir.
They will be playing Rwanda. Where is it? Is it in South
And
Africa or is it in Rwanda?
Rwanda just lost to Benin Republic. They won't want to lose simultaneously 2 consecutive matches.
They have nothing to gain.
To do that.
They have absolutely nothing. Even if they win by 10 goals to nil, they are not qualifying.
Yes, they are not in contention anymore.
Yes.
But for pride, they won't want to lose 2 consecutive matches.
Are you a Rwandan?
They have their pride with them.
Are you a Rwandan?
No, I'm not a Rwandan.
to know if they will play for pride or not. And by the way, where is the match going to hold? I didn't check that. Where is the match going to hold? Is it in South Africa or in Rwanda?
It's in South Africa.
Oh, it's in South Africa. So the South Africans are playing at home, their last match.
Yes, ma'am.
And you think that they will not win?
I believe so. They won't win for the Super Eagles' sake.
You, this man, I don't know where you get your confidence, and you know that South Africa, all they would need is just a win, and finish. Church closed for everybody else, and at home.
Not as easy as it's not as easy as that.
Okay.
It's not as easy as that. Okay, let me give you an example. Like I did 3 weeks ago, Korea, Japan. Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Sudan were in the same group. Ghana was out of contention. They would not qualify for Korea, Japan again, even if they win all their matches. But their next match was against Liberia in Ghana. And they lost. And Liberia lost.
Yeah, but because it was in Ghana.
Of contention. Yes, sir.
It was almost impossible for Liberia to have gone to Ghana and won.
Sorry. I wanted to say in Liberia, okay. Ghana had to beat Liberia at home. And Ghana was not in contention anymore. That helped Super Eagles to qualify for Korea, Japan.
Okay.
Then Liberia's next match, they couldn't win again. Nigeria won our next match. Then we finally made everything in Port Harcourt and qualified for Korea, Japan. It can still happen now.
Okay, what of the aspect?
The team is out of contention does not mean the team cannot beat a team that is in contention.
Okay. So against all odds, against logic, against common sense, we are saying now that Rwanda will go to South Africa and maybe play a draw, not win.
Yes, sir.
Not win. Okay, that's that one. Let's settle that one. Now, we have a game against Benin Republic. Benin Republic, if we had won yesterday by 2 goals to nil, you know, I would have been very, very hopeful. By dropping 1 goal makes it extremely difficult. We have to score Benin by at least 3 goals. Defeat Benin by at least 3 goals for us to qualify. This is a team that has not scored more than 2 goals since the beginning of this World Cup in a match. That struggles to score even 1 goal. The team struggles to even score 1 goal. And Uyo has never favored the Super Eagles. And we are going to Uyo to play against all the records, against all the statistics, against all odds, against all. We are now hoping that this team that cannot even, create goal chances and so on will now score 3 goals. Your thoughts?
I believe the Super Eagles can score more than 3 goals on Tuesday against Benin Republic. That the team has not been scoring lately does not mean the team cannot suddenly wake up and start scoring as many goals as possible. I believe we can get as many as 3 goals on Tuesday. That's my belief. And
it is not based on any technical analysis or understanding. You are talking like it is spiritual, or is that not it? Because I don't understand. Just say 3 goals. Where are the 3 goals going to come from? Is it from performance that we have not seen in the past, I don't know how many years now? Or is it just because it's going to be a last one, we are going to be desperate, we are going to, be determined, or, it's like we are going to pray now. Is it prayer again? Because you are sounding, I called you a prophet, you are sounding spiritual.
Okay, let's leave prayers or spirituality out of it now. Let me take you back memory lane again. Although the Eagles of the 90s are far better than the Eagles we have now, no doubt about that. There was a time Nigeria wanted to qualify for Senegal 92. We were in the same group with Ghana. So then I think two people would qualify. Ghana was on top, and then we needed our last match. We have not been scoring in that qualifying series, AFCON qualifying series. We've not been scoring. We have not scored more than 1-2 in the match. Then the final match, July 1991, National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos. Nigeria hammered Burkina Faso 7-1. If we had drawn that match, then Burkina Faso would have qualified ahead of us. But Nigeria needed to win that match. We needed a win, and that was the last match of the qualifying series. Nigeria beat Burkina Faso 7-1, and Rashidi Yakini, the gangly striker, scored four goals. And those 4 goals were provided by Finidi George, a debutant. That was Finidi George's first match for the Super Eagles. I always tell people, if it had happened before, it can happen again, especially for the Super Eagles. I believe the Super Eagles will be in the World Cup. This is not prayers now. This is not spirituality or hope or. I believe they will be in the World Cup. Look at yesterday's match. We could have scored more than 2 goals, but although we couldn't, but
we could have also conceded
goals yesterday. Does not mean we cannot score 5 goals in Uyo on Tuesday. So that is my belief. And I want us all to support these Super Eagles. Let's support them. Let's not be pessimistic about their performance. Maybe because they have not been doing what we wanted. Let's believe that by Tuesday, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will qualify for the next World.
Okay.
For the World Cup next year.
Okay. So. You mentioned 1991. The National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos. Do you remember what that stadium was described as? It was the abattoir of visiting teams. Teams will come there and they will be broken. And at that time, the possibility of scoring any number of goals was there. We scored so many goals, so many Green Eagles teams at that time, and even Super Eagles teams. And you had some of the deadliest players in the history of Nigerian football around that time coming up. Etimesin, even though he wasn't in that game, but you had Etimesin, you had Rashidi Yakini, you had, Stephen Keshi, all of those great players were there. These were players who individually could change a match. Individually, you had Sunday Ulise. He hadn't joined them then. But Finidi George was there, a great winger for that match. George, people who could hold the ball, they could do stuff with the ball.
Friday
Ekpo. Oh, that's great midfield player. Okay, look at the Nigerian team we have. Let's do an assessment of the Nigerian team. What do you think of the Super Eagles that we saw yesterday?
Yeah, the Super Eagles that we saw yesterday.
Look at the players.
Was not different from the Super Eagles we have been seeing lately. Let me be factual about that. They are not different. That cohesion, that understanding is lacking. And why this is happening, I don't know. When you see the Super Eagles of Nigeria play, you get so happy. You get not even only Nigerians, foreigners love the Super Eagles of Nigeria when they play. But the Super Eagles we've been seeing in the past 1 year have not been the Super Eagles we used to know. But having said that, I believe that the Super Eagles have a destiny to fulfill, and that destiny is in North America. By fire or by force, they will qualify. We've seen many teams that have not played fine in qualifying series, and we go to the World Cup and excel. For example, Italian 90 qualifiers. Cameroon were not that fantastic during the qualifiers. Nigeria beat them 2-0 in Ibadan in 1989 in the Italian 90 qualifiers. We beat them 2-0. Although they beat us 1-0 in Yaoundé to qualify. But they went to the World Cup at Italian 90. I'm shocked the whole world.
I don't agree that they shocked, because that was a fantastic Cameroonian team. That was a fantastic team.
No. People,
the players there were legendary.
People didn't expect them. What Cameroon did at
they didn't expect them to play as well as they did, but they were undoubtedly one of the best African teams ever. When you looked at the composition of the team.
Yes, but people didn't expect them to do what they did at Italian 90. Especially in the opening match against Argentina. It was a shocker. Cameroon coming from Africa, then beat the defending champion.
Well, we underestimated our capability. We underestimated ourselves, because that team had the capacity to have gotten to the finals of that World Cup. They had it. Even though we didn't know before the championship started. We did not know. We did not have a full appreciation of that Cameroonian team, but they could have gotten to the finals of that World Cup. They could have, with the quality of players they had, the quality of game they played. What I
was saying is that nobody knew that, even you, Dr. Degbami, if you have been asked to predict
you are right.
First match against Argentina, Argentina, who will win? You would not give it.
No, I would not have given it to Cameroon. But that's what I'm saying. We underestimated them. Even though they were a great team. They were a great team, without question. Do we?
So I just believe
okay, leave your belief now. But when you look at how the Super Eagles have played up to this point, do we really deserve to go to the World Cup? When you look at how they have played, do we deserve to go to the World Cup?
Well,
dispassionately, not as a patriot, just you wishing, but in terms of the quality of the game, we deserve to go. So, at a point we have to be, realistic and dispassionate. I'm not through my question inferring anything. No, I'm asking you genuinely. Do you think we deserve to have gone? Because we might still.
To be honest with you,
yes.
And let me say the truth here on here. The whole world is here. By a performance, if we judge by performance, the Super Eagles of Nigeria do not deserve to be at next year's World Cup. Let's be frank with ourselves. That is home truth, because they have not been. They have not been. How will I put it now? They have not been serious, or cohesive, or fantastic, or even average in their performances so far. They've disappointed so many Nigerians, and I believe this is as a result of the how will I put it, the coaching crew. Yes, Can I put it like that? The coach has a role to play in the team's performances. Look at Benin Republic. How many known players do they have? Benin Republic, that's our neighbors, and they are now on 17 points. We are in 11 points. So,
well,
if we can just look at our technical crew, and maybe there's nothing we can do right now about the technical crew. They have to finish this qualifying series, this World Cup qualifying series, and they have to be changed seriously. And the next thing the FA has to do, they have to change the technical crew.
We have a caller. We've had difficulty this morning. We have difficulty with telephone this morning. But let's try this morning. Let's try pick up this call. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
I'm calling from the UK. I would love to contribute to the subject there.
Okay, from the UK. That's interesting. Yes, tell us your name and just go on.
Hello.
Yes, go on. Go on.
Yeah, I'm trying to contribute to the topic.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you from the UK. We don't know your name though, but go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I would love to contribute to the subject there.
Okay, from the UK, that's interesting.
Okay, well, we can't hold on forever. Yes, okay.
I'm trying to contribute to the topic.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We can hear you from the UK. We don't know your name.
Yes, my name is Basil. My name is Basil Okota.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. I was a member of the under 20, 1987.
Ah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the line is not coordinating.
But we can hear you. Go ahead. Well, that was unfortunate. That's an Okocha who was in the Nigerian national team in 1987. That would have been wonderful, and he was calling from the UK. Let's see. We have a problem this morning with the telephone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Well, you keep trying. This is technology at its worst. I don't know what to do, but we'll just continue with our conversation. Probably we should actually go on a break. We've been talking for so long. We'll go on a break. When we come back, David would continue with his analysis of our coaching crew. Let's see if we can take this now. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Wow, this is messing up our program this morning. So we'll go on a short break, short musical break. When we come back, we hope things would have been fixed somehow, so that we'll make today's program as interesting as possible. It's very disappointing with the way we have not get Andrew Uwe on the line, and the phones are not working. We cannot see Lanre's face, Dr. OLANREWAJU's face. After the break. Welcome back. Well, let me just apologize that we are going through all these hitches this morning with the show. I don't know what to say. Is it the weather? Is it technology? What? Let me see if we have a caller on the line. This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. Believe it or not. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you now. Good morning. Too bad.
Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. This sounds very familiar. Is this Biodun?
Hello?
Hello, go ahead.
Good morning, Richard. My name is Biodun Alabi.
Aha. Go ahead.
Yes, Richard, I've listened to your guest this morning, and I just want to quickly say that, yes, he's expressing hope and belief that all things being equal, and one of them is that the Super Eagles should be able to beat Benin Republic on Tuesday, while hoping that South Africa falters at home against Rwanda. I don't share those beliefs. Given the what I should say evidence that are before us in terms of how this team, the Super Eagles, have fared in recent times. I mean, just like you said too, we had a narrow escape yesterday. We were not convincing at all, even after leading 2-1. I mean, the changes that the coach actually made, one of the changes he made was bringing in Sheni Ajayi to prevent our lead. But that almost resulted in us dropping a point in that game because the Lesotho team almost equalized. Poor communication between Wabali and Sheni Ajayi almost led us to that. But I want to see the bigger picture. Check. Even if we qualify for the World Cup, we will have been very lucky to do so. I'd like us to see the bigger picture of what becomes of our national team or our football generally after our qualification. That is if we qualify. Whether we qualify or not, I think we need to reinvent our football. Your guest has made a whole lot of analogies, referring this period to what we saw in your era, 1980, 1990. They are clearly two different periods, two different generations of players. The quality of players that we had in your generation and the quality of players that we had in the 1990s would have easily qualified us maybe before 2 matches to the end of the qualifiers. If they were to play in this generation, I find it extremely unbelievable that we could be playing against countries that don't have leagues. Lesotho, I tried to Google yesterday to look at where Lesotho belongs on the map of football in Africa, and I realized that this is a country that has players who only play their league matches, around Africa. In South Africa, in Tanzania, and the rest, against our expensively packaged European-based players. I mean, sometimes I feel very sad when you look at the amount of dollars we spend to import these players, and we come to play against Lilliputians like Lesotho, Benin Republic, Central African Republic,
Rwanda.
We don't get a result. It's a waste of money. In the time past, shooting stars of Ibadan, shooting stars of Ibadan, or Abiola Babes, or Leventis, are teams that Nigeria should ordinarily push out to go and play against Lesotho. Recently, we lost to Sudan at the Chad, and I think that's a reflection of how bad our league has become. We need reinvention, Biche. We need to reinvent our game. Our football education is bad. It is not conforming with the modern day growth. And not until we begin to do that, we'll just be moving in the circle.
Absolutely.
We are again trying to gloss over the reality. If you qualify for the World Cup, everybody forgets. We feel that everything is all right. It's not. Nothing is all right. Yeah, the same team could be camped maybe for like a month or two, and they could do well at the World Cup. Yet it does not remove the fact that they give us heartbreaks anytime they play against a small teams like Lesotho, Central Africa. I mean, these are teams that Nigeria should just beat. I mean, in your days, we will not be having any fear of beating Benin Republic on Tuesday. Yesterday, I was almost tempted to watch the game. I only saw the last 10 minutes of the game. I slept off because I didn't want any heartache at all. I came to I work in a TV station. I came into the newsroom and I saw some people watching the game. I asked them, I said, what's the scoreline? They told me 1-0. Later it was 2-0. Okay, I said, okay, fine. But almost after that, the Lesotho got to go back and they almost equalized. So, big check. Look, the problems are far beyond whether we qualify for the World Cup or not. Our league system needs to be revamped. The quality of players that we import from Europe to play for our national team is not particularly measuring up to expectations. We cannot continue like this. not until we come back home and do the hard job. The hard job is reinventing our football.
I agree.
The hard job is getting our league to run better than what we have. We cannot continue to. If
the league should.
I will summon the NFF and I will question them.
No, it's not about questioning them. You don't.
They are wasting public resources by just importing players. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do. Anybody can do what they are doing in the NFF. They just import players to come and play qualifying matches, and yet we don't get the results. So they're not doing anything fantastic as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well,
what I think is important is for us to get back to the basics and reinvent our football education in such a way that our players can be collectively brilliant and get in the. I mean, you said something the other time that we don't even have the individual players that can actually change the course of the game. In 2000 Nations Cup semi-finals against South Africa in Lagos, it took just 2 master strokes from Tijani Babangida to change the course of the game.
Absolutely.
Before we could say that completely, I think like 1 or 2 minutes after the game, after kickoff, we got the first goal. Then Babangida got the second goal. That is the kind of thing we're talking about. In 1980 Nations Cup finals, it took your individual brilliance, big check, for us to beat Algeria. 2 great goals. Then the other one from Muda Lawal. So we cannot continue to ignore the fact, ignore the realities. The realities are that our football education is poor, the system is bad, and those in the NFF are not seeing it. All they care about is to travel abroad and get all the extra codes. I don't see the job they do anyway. That's for me, big chef.
Thank you, Biodun. Thank you.
I am in the middle of the road.
Okay,
I don't care. If you qualify for the World Cup, fine. If we don't qualify for the World Cup,
let me ask you a question. Just let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Any Nigerian team won any African title was in 2004, and that was by Yimba. Nigerian clubs are at the moment.
Let me ask you a question, Biodun.
Remo Stars are playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, and everybody is always feeling that that's the bus stop for Remo Stars in the CAF Champions League. Which other Nigerian club side can we actually boast and say could win the CAF Champions League after Yimba won in 2004? That is the crux of the matter, big check. It is not about it is the league system that reflects the quality of football of any country, not the national team. What the NFL is doing at the moment is the easiest job that anybody, any Yalaka in Kuto can do it. Just gather the players from Europe, bring them together, let them play. The hardest job is how to turn our football, our local football, and make it so attractive that our players can stay back home. Then we can actually get players from neighboring countries like we used to have in the early 80s when we had Bode Williams, Henry Aqua, all of them, Edo Dancer. They came to Nigeria to play in our league. How much of that are we seeing at the moment? So for me, if you qualify for the World Cup, fine. I see a lot of people with conversations and all of that. But I don't know. I don't see how that's going to happen. Let's assume Nigeria was in the same situation South Africa is today. Are we not going to qualify for the World Cup? We're playing South Africa is playing against Rwanda in South Africa on Tuesday. And you're saying they won't win the game. They'll put everything into the game to win the game. So for me, I'm not optimistic. Yes, I like to see us go to the World Cup, but the reality of the fact is that we need to re-engineer our football, reinvent our football, so that we will not be in this kind of situation in future. Thank you so much, Bishop.
Thank you, Biodun. Thank you very much for that contribution. Well, that was an angry Biodun there, Biodun Alabi. I don't know what to add to it, but we can now see you, Dr. OLANREWAJU. We can now see you. Good to see your face. Did you hear everything Biodun said there?
I heard everything there. I heard everything.
Is it fair? No, look, is it fair for us now at this point to start to raise the hopes of Nigerians again? Is it fair?
Well, I don't believe that saying that the Super Eagles can still make it to the World Cup is raising people's hopes unnecessarily. I don't believe that. I just believe my team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, can still make it to the to the World Cup. That's my hope.
Okay, it's the spirit of patriotism that is just driving you now. You are just being patriotic. You are supporting Nigeria. And if we qualify for the World Cup, we would all think that Nigerian football is well, when Nigerian football is very, very unwell. You know, that's the truth. And I'm not pointing at anything in particular, but you see the coaching, you know, when you see a national team like this, and you see how they play, and you don't see organization. And, you know, our strength is in power and speed and the wings. And we play a whole match, 90 minutes, 95 minutes. And we didn't go down the wings to go and create havoc and do those things. And this is our national team. There's something truly fundamentally wrong with what is going on. And we are not breeding players from the domestic game that can express themselves confidently and comfortably and do things with the ball that we used to do on the streets in Lagos and Mushin and Kaduna and all over the place. You know? So, your thoughts, so that this is not me talking about it, but you, so that people can deal with you properly if Nigeria doesn't qualify. I'm joking. I'm praying, I'm hoping.
Oh my God.
I'm praying and hoping that somehow, let us even go so that people like us who are in the business of sports can even make some money. Because we haven't made money for so long. You know, I'm so poor now financially. I'm not making any money. I have a radio station, no adverts, no nothing, no, you know. Our newspapers are not doing well, no patronage, you know. Because our football is down. The whole of sport is suffering because our football is not progressing. And yet, you know, some people are holding us back. Anyway, let's look again into the future. We have Demola Lookman, who did not put one foot right yesterday. He will not play in the next match. We had Victor Osimhen, who was our danger man, hit the upright twice, and we took him out and brought in, you know, a defender who had not played for so long. And what are your thoughts on the organization of the team as a whole?
The organization of the team as a whole is not encouraging at all. Like I said earlier, it has to do with the man in charge, that is Eric. He has not really delivered, and it's unfortunate what we have in the hands now. He has not really delivered. He has not been able to put the team together for good. How will I put it? For people to say, oh, this is a good team. This is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He has not really. But like I said earlier, there's nothing we can do now. We have only one match to go. We can't sack him now. If you sack him, people will say, oh, if we had not sacked him, then maybe we could have sick.
No, we can't sack anybody. Sack him for what? For who? Who will take? What will that one do? It's not about sacking or no sacking. It's just about the reality of a system that is not in place.
He is not. He has not done well. That is what people are not talking about. Everybody is talking about the Super Eagles performance. The Super Eagles performance, poor performance. But who is behind that poor performance? Is it not the coach? If a team is playing well, you praise the coach. And if a team is not playing well, you also berate the coach too. But what do we do now? There's nothing we can do now. Just to hope and pray and believe and support them. That is the only thing we can do now. We cannot do anything else again. Pray, hope, believe, support the Super Eagles. You said one thing the other time. You said if the Super Eagles qualify now, people will believe all is well, and we go to the World Cup, people will believe all is well with football. Okay, if we do not qualify now, we are not going to the World Cup. We won't go to the next year's World Cup. Will that make our football well? No, it won't. So it's better we qualify and go to the World Cup, even if it doesn't make our football fine or our admission fine or fantastic. It is better. Because if we do not qualify, that will not make our football winner. In fact, it will make our football worse. Because everything will be in disarray. People will be frustrated, the NFF, fans, and so on and so forth. So anything we can do, let's support the Super Eagles. If it's juju, Nigeria who can do juju, let's support them. Let Nigeria beat Benin Republic surprisingly 8-0, 7-0 on Tuesday. That is the only thing we can do for our team now. Support.
Okay.
And that's why I'm supporting this team.
Okay. You see, if it was down, let me tell you, if it was down to Nigeria just defeating Benin Republic, I would be with you 100% that come Tuesday, we are going to destroy Benin. I can tell you, I feel it in my bones that come Tuesday, our boys are going to play. We are going to give them the support. Everything will work somehow. We are going to defeat Benin Republic. And we are going to defeat them so well, it might be our best match. But you see, our faith does not lie in winning that match. You see, that's the problem. Our faith does not really lie with winning. We can win that match, but maybe not with 3 or 4 goals as we would need. But you see, elsewhere, where we don't have control over anything, that's where the element of the elements comes in. That's where your prayer and your hope. So don't let us give Nigerians unnecessary hope that because we are going to win, so we are going. Yes, we need to win. We need to win. This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio, 103.7 FM, reaching you from Wasimi near Abeokuta in Ogun State. And we are discussing the Super Eagles. This is 90 minutes with mathematical. The telephone lines have not worked well at all, but we managed to get Biodun Alabi on the line once. We can still take 1 or 2 more calls before we go. Otherwise, I'm just fed up with this program this morning. I tell you, I'm fed up because I can't give every time. I'm so full of hope usually. But for the first time, I cannot really lift anything up because I don't see anything that is uplifting in the things around me, in the national team and what is going on. It's so depressing. I tell you the truth, it's so depressing. But yet, somehow we have to build up our spirits, fight to the end, rekindle our hope, as you said, so that at least let it not be said, even if we don't go, that it is not because we didn't try hard enough. That is my own position. So we have to go out and defeat Benin Republic, restore some pride in the way the Nigerian football is perceived. Teams who want to play Nigeria, they will be afraid. Not this one that every team just thinks they can come anywhere, home and away, and just play us. And we too, we go on the field and we are just playing as if... Me, I don't understand what is going on. That's why in my column this morning, I resurrected Nwabueze Nwankwo. I don't know who remembers Nwabueze Nwankwo and how he impacted, infected Nigerian football. People don't give him credit for it. But if you looked at Rangers, when Rangers were playing in 1974, 1975, for you to play against Rangers, you have to go and wear armored uniform. You have to wear pad and everything because they will crush you on the field of play. That's how they used to play. You would be so afraid. You saw the fire in their eyes, the way they would tackle, the way they would run, the way they would physically overpower you. That was Nwabueze Nwankwo's handiwork. You were midfield with him, you'll be terrorized. You'll be so afraid you will not even play your own football. I know that the game has changed since then, but we need to have players with that kind of spirit, with that kind of determination. We saw a little of it in don't let me mention players now so that it doesn't become as if, but a few of the players, yes, are putting in that kind of effort. But the team itself lacks that energy, lacks that, determination, lacks that fire. Osimhen has it, full doses of it. But you see, his game has to be, you have to organize your team around how he plays. You just don't put him there and think that he's on his own. He's going to, what he's doing now, he's doing on his own. You see, but you have to organize the team around him so that he becomes very, very effective. Watch what they do to Haaland in Manchester City. Watch what they did with Rashidi Yekini when Rashidi was up there. You know, they created a style around him that made him to flourish. See the connection between Sunday Olise and Rashidi Yekini. Fantastic. Go and look at those matches. You know, you have to do things like that, not arbitrary, not just things just happening. Things will not just happen on their own. Victor Osimhen is playing one-man football with all his brilliance. It's not that they are creating the chances for him to do anything. He's working hard and running up and down, and when chances just come, he takes it. It's not because it's organized. We have to organize it. To organize it, you have to do it patiently. You have to have the players that have the confidence. They are not afraid. They can hold the ball. They can do things with the ball. You don't have to rush. You have to have those speed stars on the wings that can take people on. You are not afraid. You go down that wing, you have speed and skills, and you go there, and oh boy, it is frustrating. Anyway, don't let me frustrate you too. So your final thoughts and your final words this morning. Dr. David OLANREWAJU, I must say you have beautified my station with your thoughts and your perspectives, and you have stimulated something even within the sports media. Your write-ups have generated tremendous interest and followerships. All the newspapers are carrying it. So very well done. So your final thoughts and words this morning.
Thank you so much for that praises, Dr. Zebami. My final thought is this. I want to put your mind at what happened yesterday. South Africa played Zimbabwe in South Africa yesterday, and the score was 0-0. Before that match, would you have thought that Zimbabwe, that is out of contention, could have held South Africa to a goalless draw? Would you have thought that would happen? A lot of people wouldn't have believed it will happen. You also said that your problem is not about Super Eagles beating Benin Republic on Tuesday, but your problem is, and the problem of every one of us, is what happens in the other match in South Africa. What happened yesterday in South Africa with South Africa can't repeat itself again on Tuesday. And that is, South Africa can falter on Tuesday without winning on Tuesday, and Nigeria could win with a big margin. And we just find ourselves in North America next year. That's my final thought. And I pray, and I want to beseech all Nigerians to continue to support the Super Eagles. We know they are not doing well right now. We know they are not the Super Eagles we used to know in the days of Sunday Olise, Rashidi Yekini, Finidi George, Emmanuel Amunike, and so on and so forth. Musio Adepoju. But this is what we have now in our hands. These Super Eagles. Let's just support them. Let's give them encouragement. Anything we can do whatsoever to make them get to North American next year. Let's do it. It's better the Super Eagles qualify than the Super Eagles failing to qualify. It's better they qualify than they don't qualify. So anything we can do, prayers, spirituality support, clapping.
Yes.
We'll watch
just
them.
Give me a second.
Anything.
Just give me a second. David, give me a second.
Them.
I have somebody on the line. I don't know if Tieno knows that my program is on and his voice is live on Eagle 7 Sports Radio. But I have on the line Tieno Diak. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Olymp Africa in Senegal. Tieno, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother. How are you? I'm in Abuja. Just arrived yesterday.
Ah, okay. So did you watch the Super Eagles match?
No. I was in the plane the whole day.
Ah, okay.
So you finally won 2-1, I think.
Yes, we finally won 2-1. Yes, we did. How are Senegal doing?
Yeah, we beat Sudan in Sudan yesterday 5-0.
Wow! Senegal defeated Sudan by 5-0 in Sudan.
Yes, last game is against Mauritania in Dakar.
So
and we are leading the group with 2 points ahead of Congo.
Wow, Senegal have qualified. They are leading the group with 2 points.
If we draw, and then we qualified.
Well, let me just say congratulations ahead of time.
So how have you been, my brother? Everything is
well. I will call you immediately my program ends. Well, I don't do that on my program, but I just had to respect TNO Diak, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Olymp Africa, based in Senegal. They deal with, Olympic matters, and Olympians in the whole of Africa. So, well, thank you very much, Dr. David OLANREWAJU, for your contributions this morning. It's been terrific. And yes, my spirit has been lifted a little by your contributions. My spirits are always high. I want Nigeria to always win, but sometimes we have to be very, very realistic. I am going to join you in the praying and in the fasting so that the elements would somehow, look beyond our own match with Benin Republic. And, somehow make it possible. Even if we don't qualify as leaders, probably, I don't know what the calculation is, that as some of the best losers, we may be able to get to the World Cup. It will be a pleasure.
No, we can't make this best.
We can't. Since we cannot, then, well, another 4 years wait. Wow.
It will be terrible.
It will be terrible. It will be terrible. I don't know. Well, my own message is that, look, Nigeria, let us take the issue of sports generally very, very seriously. These are things that affect the psyche of the Nigerian. It affects us psychologically. The feel-good factor is missing in our lives. We are consumed by the challenges, the hardship, all over the place, the struggles. And what sports would do for us is to just lift our spirit from time to time, give us those momentary periods of spontaneous happiness and celebration. We Nigerians love to celebrate. We love to party. And in those times when our teams win, we go out, we are happy, we forget all our problems, we forget the divisions amongst us, and we all come together and are a part of this big party. This has been missing, particularly in our football. We are losing even in the junior competitions, the underage competitions. We are not doing as well. We must now come together and do what is right, what is correct. Not be political about issues, not be sentimental about issues, not be greedy to hold on to what belongs to the Commonwealth. Let us do things correctly. And I hear that I'm not sure whether it's the Senate or the House of Representatives are organizing some kind of meeting with stakeholders that would involve retired players and so on. I think, that is something that should be done so that they can hear opinions beyond the opinion that we hear, which is that of people who are enjoying it now and they don't want to surrender it, even if at the cost of what is going on now. We are not happy with the state of football in Nigeria. We are not. It is not reflective of our capability and our capacity and the resources we are pumping into it. We have a president now who has put in more money than any president for decades. And this should reflect, in the produce beyond now. We should be harvesting the best things out of sports. And it will be led by football. But on Tuesday, we have a game. Let us all go and support the Super Eagles. Let us play our own parts, our role in it. Let us pray for them. Let us cheer them. Let us encourage them, encourage the coaches, encourage everybody. Let us go there with smiles on our faces and trounce or trash Benin Republic. No matter what happens after that, let us make sure we beat Benin Republic silly. And after that, yes, anything can happen. Those are my words this morning. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank Dr. David OLANREWAJU for being my guest, my only guest. I don't know why Andrew Uwe, I would have loved to see him and to have had a chat with him, why he couldn't connect with us on the show. But we'll still try and get him some other time. And thank you all for listening and for watching. Join us again next week, Saturday, when we bring you another edition of 90 Minutes with Mathematical. Until then, bye from me and bye for now.